Hi everyone, thank you for having me. Thank you, Priyal. Yes, today I'm gonna talk from CISO perspective around AI risk, artificial intelligence, compliance, and cyber defense. So my talk would be about that. So how cybersecurity leaders can secure AI innovation while managing cyber risk and regulatory expectations that we need to meet. So when I began working in cybersecurity, it was 2013 when I got the first certification from EC Council, Certified Ethical Hacker, CH. Since then, I am within EC Council as instructor and doing those talks on different webinars and podcasts. So more than 20 years ago, my focus was primarily in protecting traditional assets, IT assets like servers, networks, and endpoints. But later, the cloud transformed how organizations operated. And then today we have AI that is transforming how organizations make a decision. So that means that the role of the CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, must evolve once again, must change, must adapt to the transformation and new technological development. So my talk would be around this topic by looking from CISO perspective, but time by time we would come and go to the technical parts, backgrounds. We would just mention as a reference to know more about what we are talking about. So I've had the opportunity to work over several perspectives of cybersecurity. So from technical operations, so that's my main background for many years. And then on incident response to academic research, which I'm actually now doing a lot of research, which I'm going to share later on with you from a professional perspective, what you can do with whatever we have around as a new technology, AI, machine learning, ML. And then AI security. I've been engaged in executive leadership and international studies that I did in Japan about the CIO, Chief Information Officer, that serves me some foundational backgrounds when it comes to the leadership, governance, and administration. Those experiences shaped my view, how I view the AI today, and not just simply as another technology or tool, as we mentioned sometime, but as something that could be very helpful to transform and change how organization must think about the risk. So if you want to be reach me out, you can find me on internet, all over the social media platforms, LinkedIn, X, and so on. So you can reach to me and contact if you would be interested to talk more about, to see what would be the next following project or thing that we might work potentially together in the future. So why AI is now a cyber defense problem? So let me explain on that. So 10 years ago, as I said, my background started at that moment where we were looking for cybersecurity around servers, networks, and things like that. 10 years ago, we secured the servers, and then a little bit of 5 years ago, we were dealing with cloud security, and then today we have to secure the AI, artificial intelligence. So that's the trend and the timeline that brought us here. So, and then with this, looking from cybersecurity, the attack surface, as we know, has shifted, has changed, has expanded for every type of IT asset that is operating today in any type of infrastructure, OT, operation technology, IoT, industrial IoT, which is my experience from cybersecurity. All those has been attack surface expanded and become more complex when it comes to the tactics and techniques and procedures that malicious actors are using against those infrastructures. So only a few years ago, generative AI was viewed as something as an experimental capability. According to the Gartner, as you have it here, the link, that prediction that they are making that by 2026, more than 20% of enterprises will have used Gen AI APIs or deployed something as Gen AI enabled application in production, compared with less than 5% in 2023. So that's the trend that is Gartner is predicting. That level of adoption fundamentally would change the cybersecurity landscape as we know. So AI is no longer an isolated something, an innovative project, isolated one, a limited one, that it is becoming more embedded within an enterprise processes, operations, business workflows, and why not critical decision making. As adoption accelerates, the attack surface is expanded, as we said, making AI governance, cyber defense, and compliance main core key responsibilities for today Chief Information Security Officer, CISO. So as you see, the figure shows the artificial intelligence trends, so AI adoption, expanding the attack surface. We need to deal more with the threats and risk and compliance according to this expanded attack surface that brought new risks and new threats and potential incidents, attacks. And this all goes towards a CISO that would take leadership on this AI age to govern and to protect those AI. Let's move it further. So AI risk landscape. So let me explain a little bit on this figure. So notice none of these would be isolated. Strategic leadership, business impacts, operational resilience, technical foundation, all those would represent in some way and different level within an organization architecture an AI risk that could escalate towards any type of enterprise layers that organization architecture has. So one AI incident could become a cyber, legal, financial, reputational, all simultaneously could be an incident, an issue, and challenge for organization. Since it's that way, so on the left side, it is representing how AI risk matures inside an organization. So every AI initiative starts with technology. We know that. Without that, that's obsolete. As AI becomes embedded into operations, as we said, it introduces some operational risk, of course. Those operational issues quickly becomes a business issues. Ultimately, AI incidents reach executive leadership through regulatory, reputational damage, and board accountability. All those would bring to that executive leadership. On the right, you see some examples of risks within each layer. For example, coming from technical foundation, you would from infrastructure security, you would have technical risks that are related to prompt injection, data poisoning, model theft. We all know those. And then from operational resilience, there would be risks like hallucinations, automation errors, and human overtrust. And from a business, risk would be IP leakage, intellectual property, shadow IT, AI. That would be something new from that is reference to shadow IT, which I'm going to talk about that. And third-party AI risk, which we need to treat and consider. And strategic risk would be all about regulation, brand damage, executive accountabilities that would bring to the higher levels of that organizational architecture. AI in cyber defense. What you're seeing here is the life cycle that we are all aware and we all know. And that would be a life cycle, a closed one that never stops as cybersecurity it is. So AI-enabled cyber defense, we would always have prevent, detect, respond, and recover all the time in any type of incident that could serve for a better cyber defense. If we wanted to be more proactive, this is a life cycle that we used to follow, and we will need to continue following that and considering this expansion of this attack surface. So on the prevention would be all about, I mentioned some of the things that could be good activity and actions that organization could take on. So risk prediction, configuration analysis, compliance monitor. So that would be all a part of this step of this life cycle: prevent, detect, then utilize. Why not? The best technology that we have, machine learning. So that would be used for anomaly detection, which I have a lot of experience of building and designing and evaluating models by using machine learning, and then combining with AI, and then prototyping those further for industrial IoTs and Internet of Things. Network monitoring and user and entity behavior analytics. So all those will be part of the detection. Responding SOAR, kind of automatization, which would be enriched so much and more intelligence with AI co-pilots, AI assistants, voice, prompts, text, whatever it is, would serve some goods. And that AI would help on playbook generation. That will be part of Respond. We covered, so we came back to our feet. We mitigate and we treated the issue, risk, threats, and potential incident. And it's a moment, it's a time where we would need to collect all those information and have those within a register where this would serve for future use. So lessons learned would be something that would help us for future use. That might be some similarities from this previous incident that we had, that we can repeatedly take those action steps and fix things and come back into our feet, be available. Trend analysis and root cause analysis, all those different techniques and methods that we can use would serve some goods on the recovery point. So let me share some examples of my research and things that could be applied within a cyber defense. So my research, where you're seeing here 3 different things that I try to categorize my work that I was doing all over those, at least the last 5 years. So proactive cyber defense, industrial AI, simulation, and testing. So my research in predictive cybersecurity focused mostly on identifying anomalies before they become an incident. So that's the point. That's the whole point of this use of this technology and those new development and models. So to make this discussion more practical, I want to just briefly connect those AI cyber defense to those 3 areas of my research and contribute something to you as an audience. So the first area would be this predictive machine learning. So over IoT, industrial IoT, and wireless sensor environments, and what else, I worked with those models, and by using different machine learning models, which I already mentioned here, SGB boost, gradient boosting, random forest, and so on. So the point was to identify abnormal and malicious behavior. So that was the first point and objective. The important lesson is not that just one model would solve every problem that we would have with an organization. So different attacks and environments need different detection strategy and different and various machine learning algorithms. This was the first area. The second is would be industrial and cyber physical security. So in OT, operation technology, and industrial IoT, IIoT, an inaccurate or delayed AI decision can impact immediately more than a data. So what could be that impact? It can disrupt the process. So it will start from a technology infrastructure, then equipment, availability. We would not be available. We would not be able to provide service and process further, and potentially safety of the people within that environment. So this would be the way how the delayed or inaccurate AI decision can impact more just than the data. Therefore, AI risk needs to be evaluated through an operational and business impact lens. So we need to see from those 2 different approaches and viewpoints. So this would be something that I would give you as a guidance. This was the second, cyber physical resilience. So the third area is a simulation, where I played around with some simulation-based testing So I've used different environments built from scratch. I usually build from scratch, and including different products, GNF3, Contiki, Koja, every type of hypervisor visualization, hypervisor 2, and mostly MQTT systems. The main point was to simulate a real environment, simulate the attack on the other side against that environment, and generate data set. Whenever I would have that data set, then further I would use that data set, and on top of the data set, with machine learning and AI technology utilization, I would evaluate those detection models and to see if we would be having something that would be very valuable model for detection of that specific attacks that was triggered towards that infrastructure. So that was technical. From a CISO perspective, this would be important, essential. So organization should not deploy those AI secure capabilities based only on vendor claims or something like that. So they would need to have that control testing, measurable evidence, and continuous validation. As far as I know, AC Council provides something like that, which was just saw on that video on the beginning of this webinar. Together, all these examples, so this was the third one, and together all these examples would show how an AI can support more proactive cyber defense, where you can relate, you can find this within this slide, but only when models would be tested, governed, and connected to real operational risk. Only that moment that you can move further and utilize all that capabilities and capacities that AI can serve and can be used within a cyber defense. Moving further, so the CISO operating model. You're seeing a CISO operating model, so from governance, all about the vision and leadership, policies, roles, accountability, to the security, all about protection of AI systems and what else, data models and infrastructure itself. AI innovation, where we would be enabling more secure, responsibility, and trustworthy within an AI. That would be a perfect example that I already have an experience where I built from scratch a SOC infrastructure where we would be utilizing an AI innovation within that SOC security operations center, and IT operations couldn't be used in that way. And then compliance, or meeting all those regulatory that coming from standards, requirements, and frameworks. And risk. Always identify, assess, prioritize AI risk to continuously, and technology, so utilization of more modern platforms and tools. So a CISO is not just managing an AI, artificial intelligence. So the CISO manages risk, governance, business alignment, security, compliance. All those together would make that integrated leadership, I call it. So aligning governance, risk, security, compliance, technology, and innovation to deliver that secure AI and business value. As we just said, what we covered, the utilization of that approach and viewing this risk from two perspectives could help you bring you to this CISO operating model. So whatever we talk about the cybersecurity in this AI age, our focus and our attention would be all the time to protect and have a secure those AI systems or those applications or platforms that at some degree utilize some type of AI. So here you're seeing the CISO AI governance and defense model, CAGD. I'm still working on this model, so I came up with this model by not inventing the wheel and having something built from scratch. I just use whatever exists there. So based on established foundational guidance from NIST AI, RMF, so risk management framework, and the NIST cybersecurity framework to ISOs 42001 and the EU AI Act, I propose this practical executive operating model for a CISO. So AI without governance becomes enterprise risks. So that you need to keep in mind. So it all starts from governance, and then assessing where we would be assessing and making sure that we would be in compliance. That would gives us a better state of the security, protection, So whatever we have, we are operating, we want to protect those and our customers too. Monitoring all the time, continuously responding on all those incidents, potential threats, and risks that might come up during the time of operation, and evolve. So use all the metrics and everything as a lessons learned, and again, start again this closed life cycle of this model. So key message would be securing AI requires continuous, non-stop governance, and not just one time for the sake of compliance. So this will be my message for this model. I'm looking forward to expand this model further and potentially prototype it, why not, and to see how this would become a very useful potential product for future for a CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. Compliance as an operational constraint. So when many organizations hear that the word compliance, they immediately think about that audits, documentations, and regulatory checklists. That's fair. However, from a CISO perspective, compliance should not be viewed as something that would happen once in a time, periodic exercise, and it should be embedded into that daily operation decision making. So in this AI age, that needs to enhance and advance within an organization, and not just waiting for a single moment, twice a year, once in a quarter, that an exercise of compliance to happen. Before we even discuss regulation, every organizations should be able to answer some of the questions that I already listed on the left side that you're seeing. So fundamental operational questions, I would call it. That would be, for example, who owns the AI? And every AI system must have clearly defined business owner and technical owner. We know that from a risk. A risk without the owner, we don't know what's happening, what's going around, and that could become a very high threat within an organization. So without, in this case, about the who owns AI, without accountability, the security gap would just emerge, would be appearing quickly because everyone would assume that someone else is responsible. In cybersecurity, that's not allowed. The second thing would be, where is AI used? So many organizations would be surprised to discover how many AI tools their employees are already using. As I mentioned before, shadow IT. So shadow AI could become a new thing that would be referenced to the shadow IT. So you cannot secure or govern what you don't know what exists. The next thing would be, what data is processed. So this would be an important critical question, because AI systems often process sensitive business information like IPs, intellectual properties, customer records, or regulated data. So understanding data flows is essential for both cybersecurity and privacy. And at this point, from all those AI models, needed to have an explainable and transparent models what they're using behind. Otherwise, that could be a risk. Can decisions be explained? So as organizations increasingly rely on AI systems, AI to support their business decisions, and explainability would become a very important key thing. If an executive, customer, or regulatory asks why that decision was made, you would need to be able to explain that and provide that reasonable explanation, and not just looking at that as a black box. How are models secured? So security now extends beyond servers and application, as we mentioned and we said on the beginning. That was servers, network, cloud, and then AI. So we must protect those AI models too. So those are the new asset, AI models, training data, APIs, prompts, and what else within environments from attacks, risk, threats, such as model theft, prompt injection, and data poisoning. So poisoning a data of the training data that would be used for training for further AI and machine learning models could be a devastating issue and risk for future. Can compliance be demonstrated? So final organization should be able to demonstrate that, not just simply claim. That appropriate control governance, we're going to mention this all the time, governance processes, monitoring, and evidence would be in place. On the right side, so you would have Fortunately, organization would not need to invent the wheel again and start from scratch. So there are several well-established frameworks that already provide practical guidance and enhance and advance our security posture of our infrastructure, even with AI use. So notice that none of the frameworks would be primarily about restricting innovation. No, that's not the point and their objective. So their purpose would be to help those organizations adopt those AI responsibilities securely and with confidence. So compliance should therefore be viewed as an operational enable and not just as an obstacle. My experience, as I mentioned, so as I described those three main research areas, so these experience would reinforce one conclusion, so that AI governance would become one of the defining responsibility for actual and future CISO, Chief Information Officer. So that would be the main message that I wanted to mention and reinforce all the time. AI governance. Future outlook. So how I see this, so artificial intelligence would be changing how organizations operate within their business workflow process and everything. And cybersecurity must evolve just as rapidly. So the future CISO is no longer only a defender of the technology as it was, but a steward of intelligent, trusted, and resilient enterprises. So that would be, since yesterday the CISO was protecting systems, we had that responsibility. Today we have protect data and AI, artificial intelligence. And for tomorrow, that would be governing an intelligent enterprise where would be a fully integrated AI and machine learning. About the future trends, what will be coming, so agentic AI is a thing, autonomous SOC, those two, AI security governance, AI compliance automation, AI risk quantification, digital trust. The whole industry is working around those potential future trends and innovations, and they might try to prototype different platforms and products about within those future trends. Yes, so we would have the data set. Very good question, thank you. Implementing LLMs and Gen AI internally. So you would have a data set somewhere and you would use that previously. Make sure that those data are secured and are not changed or altered at some point. And it's very hard to manage and handle that protection of those data, since if you would have a data generated from a source that could be a device or information system that someone got hands on unauthorized access and altered, changed some data that you later on you would use to train your model, that could be an impact into your infrastructure. Other things would be, as we usually would do within a risk assessment. So inventory those AIs, whatever you use, have those inventory, try to identify all the risks that could be tied up around that AI inventory, and then apply some security controls on top of that, which could be part of the communication or access, least privileges, and why not? And use any type of framework and regulation and guidance, potentially guidance and more standards that help you to establish and very enhance and advance the security state of your infrastructure. And most important would be being able as a CISO to govern that process that is already on the technical and operational level established and functioning, and going continuously monitoring and seeing what would come up would help you to identify more new surfaced risks and challenge issues and potentially incident. I hope not, but that would be the process that I would follow. Of course, that's true, that is viewed that way. So as a cybersecurity expert, AI for me on defense, it's another tool that I would use defending myself and my infrastructure, and use that as a valuable asset to have all those intelligence and sources and information within one place where I would be able to further analyze and treat those in a way that would enhance and advance my security posture of my infrastructure. So most of the time, from my experience and all those that I just talked about, I was looking more on having a prototyping solution by using AI and machine learning on securing the assets. So that was most of my experience. I'm just getting into that deploying solution to securing AI, which at some point the same methodologies and philosophy could be applied. But mostly I was using AI to securing assets. And you might be switching a little bit, and by shifting the focus of what reason and what purposes you would be using that solution, and that might be either securing AI or using AI to secure assets. So it's those two things would be what I think are very close, and you can shift a little bit that might serve to the different purpose, which would be securing an asset or securing an AI. But whatever at the core, at the fundamental and the foundations, whenever those solutions would be built up, could be most of the percentages are the same. At the end, they might be changing or shifting the goals, for what purpose would be. So immediately, detection. Since you are knowing and you are detecting, that's a good idea. That's your proactive approach. You have already applied and you're doing some monitoring. So in place within your organization, you might have some incident response guidance rules. So ITIL is one of the best procedures when it comes to the incident, how you manage, how you treat it. So further from detection of cyber threats, you would pass on to the next team member or the team that would do some threat intelligence consulting and comparison and all those analytics. And so we want to make sure that this is a real cyber incident. It's not just false positives. And then if that's a real one, you would just escalate further down the process of incident management handling. So that is already established process. Whatever you have in place, you have SOAR, you would follow those guidelines and those playbooks. You then have your people, those would follow the guidelines that are already provided on the side from framework. And as I mentioned, ITIL will be one of them. There are also ISO standards for that. And if you escalate towards incident handling and then you want to try to mitigate and come back into your feed, bring the whole infrastructure or that part to be available, to be online for your customers, and so they would be able to consume your services, otherwise you're out. And that would impact you financially and reputation and a lot of things. So this is already established. For your reference, ITIL, ISO standards, and try to focus more on incident management handling. Something that the SOC team or cybercrime team or CERT team worldwide, they do this on a daily routine. AI-related cyber risk, so how that would be evaluated. We would have an AI inventory. So we would have that could be within a risk inventory. That could be just another risk for that specific AI-related that AI-related asset or system, whatever you're using part of that AI. And balancing innovation and regulatory compliance. So those are not the process that we could cut it in half or here, or we say that that's the point to this point. So you're going to measure, you're going to analyze. So cost benefit analysis would help you so much. For example, if that AI related cyber risk would become an incident to you, what would be the challenges and issues and impact within your business processes, specifically for that business process, that if that would be important for you, since you already did a risk assessment and you evaluated all the risk and you know about that, that's very critical for our business. That might disrupt the whole business providing services and being online to their customers and clients. And then you would assign some resources to that AI related cyber risk, that you would not allow that to happen, and you would do some investing and fixing that. Cost benefit analysis would help you on that one. How much ROI you would have after you mitigate that one, what would be the economical benefit and not just technical. CBA, cost benefit analysis, would help you that way. And all the time, these balances would be found within innovation regulatory compliance. As I said, regulatory compliance and those frameworks and standards, those are not there to limit or prevent those innovation, but just be cautious. And whatever they said is being cautious and follow a certain specific steps of processes would help you to have that operational resilience and that stakeholder trust. But everything is ongoing and it's still on the development and it's still emerging. So we don't have exact specific answer that you can say that this might fix the whole thing. But that was what I mentioned could be the process that the board could follow. Why not? With the CISO help, CIO, CFO, COO, operation officer, all those would contribute to the CISO to have that better understanding and that stakeholder trust. And for example, I mentioned something that you don't want to have use AI models and platforms and things that would be not transparent, black box things that the models could not be known when and what would happen and why. Yeah, adopting AI in security operations while avoiding over-reliance on AI-generated recommendations. So something that is already done, SOARs, and at some degree SOC level, SOC 1, that might be some incidents that you could be trusting of that AI, adoption of that AI systems that could take care at some point over the night, out of business hours, some point that where you will not be around, or you would, again, depends on how will be your approach and strategy that you want to adopt the AI. Are you going just percentages or few things within operational that could help your SOC people, your incident management handler, for having a better view of whatever is happening from a threat intelligence or analytics when they will decide what could be a decision made based on that specific incident or potential risk and threats, or you're just going a fully implementation adoption of AI, which could be very risky. I would recommend part after part, piece after piece, see and evaluate, and all the time govern that adoption of that AI in security. And you can do a lot of things instead of you moving around all over infrastructure and having all those communication and those transporting of those threat intelligence. You might have an adoption of AI within security where your team would be having all those threat intelligence about their infrastructure, having in one place and having that dashboard view where could help you to further analyze on prediction, anomaly detection, or something specific that you are hunting, and then you deciding what's going to be the action that you're going to take on. Or there are some organizations that they just evolve much higher level when even the decision is trusted to that AI. So depend on you and depend on your leadership, what they wanted to achieve with this adoption in this case. Those KPIs that we use on incident management handling would be very useful, so we would stick to those and we would see and we would monitor and we would see the trends, how those would be going. So if we would have a lot of failures, false positives, things that would mess us around, things that would be very challenge issue for our people, for resources that we have, that might not be a solution well adopted and would not provide some valuable value to that cyber defense, and that might hurt our compliance to a specific regulation within the sector that we are operating. So that might be something that needs to be watched and monitored continuously by the CISO and their team. So that would be most effective. The measuring of that success would be that you would evaluate and you would see whenever those AI-driven cyber defense was built, you would have some proven percentages of accuracy, detection, and a lot of things that are already used on the machine learning models whenever they are started to train and test and design and evaluate those on a specific things or in general. And then again, you could have an AI-driven cyber defense that is hunting for a specific type of threat and risk and attack. You would have something that could be more broad. That could depend. So the solutions of AIs, those team and people that have built, those might help you very much to show you where would be that factor of success that could help you further to follow that metrics or KPI. In general, incident management handling, SOC teams, KPIs, metrics that we already use would be effective for measuring that success. At some point, we're using the same AI tools, AI cyber tools, can say defense. So ethical, we would be professional people that would try to defend our infrastructure, our data, our models, our AI, and the people that would be malicious actors like APTs and hackers. At some point, you're seeing some experience and some news all over the place recently in the beginning of this year that they use the same AI-driven cyber tools, or someone come with a new development as I described. Whatever I was talking about my experience, if you follow that way, you can build your own AI and have your own model that could have some intention and some objectives. And again, this comes back to the fundamental things of cybersecurity, CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. We still have that, and we need to stick to that, align to that. That might help us to further enhance and advance our security posture. Whatever we were talking to this point, those would be very good steps and actions and processes we need to take care and handle, and we want to govern. So can't say that one or the other would be successful, but one or the other would be trying to find the gap that those might have one or the other side and use that and exploit that and make that as an incident by utilizing the AI-driven cyber tools. Yes, I over the last year, I got prepared. I got the program that EC Council provide for the CISO. That was a very good program. I got very good knowledge. On top of those, my background that I have. So use that. Reach to EC Council. They have very good. And most important would be you becoming from a background and your expertise that will build within starting from a technical and an operational and then some business experience could be very useful. But if you don't have, try to follow the other roadmaps that the EC Council provides and would equip you. I started from CEH, Certified Ethical Hacking. That was my main background, and then elevated towards and following that towards penetration tester, and then recent one as a CISO. So that would be try to complete your whole 365 degree of experience within the technology, having to know at least, maybe not working with all those technology things, but at least knowing what those would be. And most important, everything would be around the risk that needs to be managed and evaluated and assessed all the time. Thank you for having me, and it was a good experience. I'm happy that I was able to share through the EC Council webinars, all those experience and things. I hope that those would contribute at some point to you and to your issues and daily things that you could have and challenges. I hope not, but you would have at some point. EC Council provides a very good, valuable roadmap for your career. Try to see and browse their website. They have very good navigation, dynamic one about their roadmaps towards CISO, penetration testing, AI now too. So they have those recent courses that would be within the ethical hacking and the cybersecurity and the SOC related to the AI. So they have very good resources, of course. And then whatever you could be able to reach, to be engaged on different research projects, why not do it? and do this continuously. So cybersecurity and I are the things that we need to follow the trend and being all the time engaged. So that could help you, and a little bit of hands-on could help you very much. Thank you for having me.